After the euphoria of that FA Cup final appearance the previous May, Millwall had European football to look forward to in the coming campaign. However, they kicked off their championship season in more mundane surroundings at home park Plymouth. And it was on loan Stephen Moore who came closest to breaking the deadlock near to full time with this effort, which really should have done better. Final score: Plymouth 0, Millwall 0.
Helps it forward to Teal, who's been giving Livermore a bit of a rough time down that left-hand side. Ball knocked back by Roberts into the path of Wright. Wright will deliver it into the area. McCulloch has got free and scored. And you just felt it was on the cards. McCulloch came round the back. Sweeney and Alan Dunn both got their heads down low. It's ball over to this near side from the free kick. Ball laid back for McCulloch. McCulloch's first time delivery in the area. And Roberts has dug the ball out and put it into the back of the net. The cross from McCulloch, I think, just clipped off the head of Matt Lawrence. That sold Darren Ward, and the ball dropped for Roberts, who had to do a bit of work, let me have to tell you. He dug it out of a tight area and just poked it into the back of the net. Much, much better from the Lions, although they haven't really created too many chances. The all-round effort and the spirit that you can see amongst them out there is much, much better. Sirio now with a long throw from 25 yards. Into the back of the net! Has it been given? Yes, it has! I can't quite see who sees Jody Morris! Jody Morris comes up. Danny Dickio was being pulled to the floor. I thought it might have been given as a penalty. But in the end, I think it was Jody Morris who got on the end of it and opened the scoring for the Lions. Millwall cannot afford to step off the gas. It's been very hard work for them to keep at Leicester throughout the game. But they need to continue it. Wise over the top for Dickio. Can Dickio get it in there? Dickio has scored! Great ball from Dennis Wise. A good 30-yard forward. And Danny Dickio got the better of Cabezas and tactic calmly past Ian Walker to give the Lions the 2-goal lead. Ball on this left-hand side with Wilcox into Scowcroft. Tackle comes in from Marvin Elliott. Clean tackle as well. Ball lifted forward from Wilcox. Cushioned header away by Matt Lawrence. Chested down by Elliott. Elliott just lifts the ball over Scowcroft and now goes over the top to Moore. Stephen Moore. Oh! Absolutely taken away from Chris Makin. There was Keown back there, so it may be debatable whether it's red. It's red because he's pointing at Keown, but it was just no challenge for the ball, Paul. What crowds are you used to playing in? Because I would imagine the atmosphere was maybe a little bit different for you?
Oh, it's a little bit overwhelming. We're used to, I guess, a little over 2,000 per game. So, I mean, over 11,000 is a great experience. It's pretty good. It's really good.
And you must have been very pleased with the way you performed. I mean, obviously all the talk in the media and maybe in the papers tomorrow about this Canadian international that Millwall have signed that's got this bullet throw, but I mean, you can play as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great experience. I love, just being given the chance to play soccer in Millwall, and hopefully, I got a big expectation to live up to now. So hopefully, I can do that consistently every day, day in and day out.
The Lions buoyant after that victory against the Foxes. Dennis Wise named an unchanged side for the trip to Highfield Road. Danny Dickio was on target for the second time in as many matches. The striker had already gone close earlier in the game. But when Adrian Sirio was fouled on 80 minutes, Deitch made no mistake with this header from Dennis Wise's free kick.
Danny Dickio has Inga Marson all over his back. I think that's probably the first free kick that Danny Dickio has actually won. Darren Ward goes forward.
I think the other little worrying point, Dino, is that you look at our midfield with Dennis and Sirio, Jody, who's a little bit more advanced, and Livers on the side. Apart from Dennis Wise, you don't feel that the other three can see a pass early.
Here's a good free kick, headed square by Dickio. It's in! Danny Dickio with a header! It was a free kick from Dave Livermore, headed back across goal by Darren Ward, and there was Danny 3 games with 12 minutes remaining. It's Millwall 1, Reading 0.
And as I say that, David Livermore done exactly that. Sort of pass early, great knockback, and a header right into the corner from Danny Dichio that had Marcus Hanneman at full stretch, and Millwall have the lead.
Kaniago getting ready to come on, but here's a chance, and that's a spectacular save. Stephen Moore strike, and Davis to the rescue.
Good strike as well, wasn't it? Quick free kick, flicked on by Harris. There's Moore with a volley, does well to hit the target. Super save from Davis.
I'm not sure we had it on.
Big drama at Portman Road.
Lawrence, and Darren Bent has sneaked a goal for Ipswich. It was a long time coming, but he might just have taken them to the top of the table. Wesley trying to open up again with Darren Bent. It still might happen here for Kaniago. It does happen. That's that. Ipswich Town making an early impression in the Championship.
Millwall had qualified for Europe for the first time in their 129-year history by virtue of reaching the FA Cup final the previous May against Manchester United, who were already in the Champions League. They couldn't have asked for tougher opponents, though, in the first round of the UEFA Cup. They were paired with Ferencváros, the champions of Hungary, who had a real European pedigree. But that didn't stop the chairman dreaming of more Cup glory. The trophy cabinet behind you hasn't had anything else put in it recently. That second division trophy that we were so proud of 2 or 3 years ago, it's looking a bit sorry. Any chance of perhaps getting a UEFA Cup in there shortly?
Well, it would be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, the FA Cup didn't quite make it all the way here, just fell over at the last hurdle and ended up being at Old Trafford, so that was a bit of a disappointment. But no, you're right, the UEFA Cup will look great on that pedestal that the second division Championship Cup is on. We could move that a little bit to the left, and I think we still have space.
In domestic football these days, you don't play too many two-legged affairs, so that's a new experience, isn't it? Starting off with the home tie and trying to get something in the bank ready for the trip to Budapest.
Yeah, it's amazing because I think the most important thing is not conceding a goal. That's one of the important things in the tie. You know, if you go away from home, say 1-1, you played at home and drew 1-1. It's not a good result. It's a poor result, to be honest. So it's easy. It's probably better to draw 0-0 or something like that than it is to get a goal against. A goal against is not very good.
Well, have got the probably the toughest team, I guess, that have come through to meet the 32 that were already waiting in the first round stage.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing that. I mean, there was quite a few other teams around. Chetnian, Ukraine. It was a Swedish team. But hey, listen, that's life, that's what happens, and it's up to us now to get our act together. But as always, Lady Luck sometimes smiles on you and then it kicks you in the backside very shortly afterwards. And, you know, we've lost a couple of players, as you know. We've lost Danny and Barry Hells. And also, you know, I think Adrian looks suspect. So it is going to be difficult this round, but let's hope we get them back for the end of the month game.
Because I know exactly what they're going to do. The opposition, they will come there, they will sit as far back as possible, and we'll get everyone behind the ball, and they'll just let us have it. And it's going to be a night where we're going to have to be patient, and the crowd's going to have to be patient, because that's the way they're going to play, and that's the way that foreign teams set out. They want to catch you on the counter. They don't particularly care how many shots on goal they have. Even if it's one and they score one, they'll be happy with that. And so it's going to be difficult. They're a very good side. We had a look at them. I've gone over there to have a look at them, and they're the top side in Hungary. And it was very unfortunate not to qualify in the Champions League. They got knocked out by the goal in the last minute.
And here come the teams and the officials. The referee is all the officials actually from Serbia, Montenegro. The referee is Mr. Dejan Delevic, and his assistants Mr. Tomacic, Mr. Kupic, and the fourth official Mr. Jovic.
Now, will the referee get the ball back? He's walked them back another 2 or 3 paces. That's about 8-9 yards, I suppose, probably 10. Muscat's got Barry Coogan in space to the left of the wall. Wise tries one. Yes! Dennis Wise has put Millwall ahead. Millwall 1, Ferencváros 0, and it has to be Dennis Wise to score the first European goal for the Lions, Dino.
Absolutely brilliant. What a great free kick. Might have taken a little bit of a deflection. Doesn't really matter. It's in the back of the net. Goalkeeper Leos Souche, no chance whatsoever. And as you said, Adrian, that is no more than Millwall deserve, because they have dominated this game so far. And now they've got a whole different approach to the game. Mustn't concede. If they could get another one, that would be absolutely brilliant, but mustn't go hell for leather for it. Looks like Lipche to me. And Lipche tries one, and Graham Stack can't get there, and it's in the corner, and that was the away goal that Ferencváros wanted, and Millwall was so desperate not to concede. What a great free kick it was by Peter Lipche, and Graham Stack just couldn't get there. He dived across his goalie, got his hand to the ball, but he couldn't keep it out the back of the net. And well, Millwall have been caught, Adrian, and it's really the only shot on goal that Ferencváros have mustered in the course of the whole evening.
And they've got not too much desire to go forward. They will lump it forward on this occasion into the penalty area. The ball hits the back of the number 99, but Lawrence will clear the ball, but Millwall, there will go the half-time whistle.
Full-time whistle.
Full-time whistle even, and well, Millwall put up a very, very good, brave performance here this evening in their first ever UEFA Cup tie.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, Paul, I've got to say. I thought the lads acquitted themselves wonderfully well. We worked a lot on pressing them in their own half and making it very difficult for them to play, because they do have players of great technical ability, but we didn't give them a second to settle on the ball. I just wished, if I can be critical, that we'd have played a little bit more football and been a bit more cold in possession. I think if we'd have been cold in possession and thought a bit more about what we were doing, we might well have cut them open slightly earlier. But no, overall, very pleased.
What did you think of the game itself and your first experience, not just you, but the vast majority of the Millwall lads playing at this level?
Well, I've played in Europe before for Villa, so I've had a bit of experience, but it was nice to play and it was a good atmosphere. It was like a new experience for a lot of lads, so yeah, it was good.
A 1-1 draw at the end of it. I'm sure that in the dressing room everybody was bitterly disappointed. They must have felt they did more than enough to have won the game on the night.
Yeah, I thought we did well today, but we can go over to Hungary and get a result. We know we can go and beat them over there, so that's what we're trying to do.
I thought the lads did very well indeed. It's never easy. It's an education, it's an experience for the lads to come and play against these types of teams, and tonight was no exception. You know, they love to retain possession. Well, we want to get it back off them as quick as we possibly can. Now, the roles in Hungary might be totally different, so it's something. It's an education for the guys, and it's something they have to learn. And the more they learn, the more they're able to cope with their footballing careers as they get older.
Referee's now having a word. Gunnarsson is up and okay. And meanwhile, back to the game. Ardley with the free kick, which is delivered quite deep. Danny Dichio wins that one in the air. Peter Sweeney gets it, and then makes a good challenge. Sweeney doesn't know where the ball is. It's broken for Ardley again, unfortunately from Millwall's point of view. It's out on that far side. Little chip ball in. Josh Simpson's out of position, and there's the save. Was it? No, it's been turned into the far post. And I think it's Webber who gets the goal. It was what looked like a fine save there by Graham Stack. He tipped the ball, it would seem, round the post. And, well, in came Webber, I think, to just touch it across the line.
Webber will get the better of Lawrence and get there. Now the support will arrive in Marn down the left. And again, Ashley Young has got himself free, but Millwall have managed to defend that quite well. And the ball's thumped forward by Lawrence, and Deitch gets just a bit of good fortune there, and Danny Dichio has caught Mayo, and Danny Dichio has already been booked, so Millwall's afternoon goes even worse. Danny Dichio was a little bit late
And Simpson delivers the ball very wide. I'm sure that's not where it was intended. In comes Kevin Muscat, wins the header. Up in the air it goes, thumped away, and Millwall could be caught out here over on that left-hand side. The break is on for Helgeson. Helgeson just being faced by Josh Simpson. Gets the low drive in, and there's the second goal, and I'm afraid that's all over for Millwall now. It's Millwall 0, Watford 2. Helgeson in acres of space on the left-hand side. Josh Simpson tried to get across to him and cover, but Helgeson kept his head and drills it low into the bottom corner.
Dennis, yeah, surveying the scene. The wall, no, not the very well. There's two of them want to stay a few yards in front. I think it was, from this angle, it looks about 6 yards back. Wise goes for the near post and scores! What a cheeky goal by Dennis Wise after just 90 seconds, is it? But Millwall has taken the lead, and Dennis Wise, everybody was expecting the ball into the penalty area, even the goalkeeper. Dennis Wise calls it round the wall into the back of the net. Millwall 1, Derby 0.
You know, the striker you've just signed to get back, the striker who scored your 3 goals to have an operation and get back, and well, the second all-time striker to find the net for the first time. You know, second all-time goal scorer, should I say, to find the net for the first time this season. Now here he is, Neil Harris has a lovely ball through to Josh Simpson. Can he roll into it and get a shot in? Yes, he can! And Josh Simpson scores his first goal for the Lions. He puts his shirt over his head, which means he's going to get booked. I can tell you that for nothing, I'm afraid. He's just repeated the Tim Cahill, and the referee is standing there waiting for the Millwall players to get off the pile. And I'm afraid that Josh Simpson, who celebrates his first goal for the Lions, is probably going to get a booking for his pains, is he, from referee Tony Leake.
Up the back, round the backside, there's a shot, comes in low and it's gone in underneath Graham Stack, and Derby have replied straight away.
Smith whacks it up in the air and it's gone way out, and Eiffel's able to knock it forward to Kogan, and Kogan is caught late there, and that's going to be a booking. And Barry Kogan goes down in a heap. I think it was it Jamie Vincent who was back there, came clattering into him. It was, and it's a red because he's already been booked, of course. So a red card for Jamie Vincent.
Livermore comes away, over on the far side is Eiffel. Eiffel's onside, can Eiffel wrap it up? He's going to go for the goal, is he? Steps inside, one challenge, shoots, puts it in the back of the net. 3-1 Millwall. Paul Eiffel on the break. Derby, well, they're out on their feet. 3rd minute of injury time, and Paul Eiffel strikes his first goal of the season.
Yeah, it's nice to win again. First one since I've been back. We like to make it hard for ourselves. We're 2-0 up and we give a goal away straight away. But I think the performance weren't great, but we battled hard, and the 3 points were, well deserved, I think, in the end. Well, it was a great ball from Livers, but it was just a tiny bit behind me. I took the touch, tried to go across him, but he's a big lad and he had a little gallop on me. So I had to cut back inside, and luckily the other defender didn't get across in time and just let rip, and nice to see it go in the corner.
Well, Paul Eiffel was on target for the Lions again 3 days later as Millwall travelled to Millwall to face Rotherham United. Neil Harris heading the ball into Ife's pass for him to place it neatly past Miller's keeper Mike Pollett. But when Darren Ward had to leave the pitch with 2 minutes remaining to receive treatment for a cut, the home side took full advantage. Chris Sedgwick finally firing home the equaliser.
Well, Stacky, it's going to be a big night on Thursday. You're probably one of the relatively few members of the squad who actually know what the atmosphere is going to be like in the stadium out there in Budapest, and I should imagine they'll make it fairly hostile for us.
Yeah, well, I've been fortunate enough to be involved in European ties before. Being at Arsenal, and obviously had a season away in Europe as well, playing in Belgium, so I know exactly what it's going to be like. It's going to be very hostile. Obviously, we know a bit about them. As a club, we know a bit about their background, supporters. Obviously, at 1-1, there's a lot at stake, and I'm sure that the atmosphere over there is going to be extremely warm, should I say. And at the end of the day, we're going to go there and we hope for the best result possible, and we're fully prepared to under the circumstances, it's going to be very hostile.
Things go aloft, but Farish Farris managed to stay on side. It's a good-looking ball inside as well. For Farish Farris, they've scored after 25 minutes, and it's Dennis Rocha that has put the home side ahead. It's good delivery. There's a chance here, and it's 2. Well,
he's given it. Given the goal.
Well, his glances across to the assistant referees who signal to the referee, who then signal to the centre spot, and it's 2-0 now, Ferencváros. Plenty of white shirts as options, as again they go down the right, and Vukmir here with the ball in field towards Penska. Wagner takes it on, there's Rosa on the overlap, Wagner goes for goal, and it takes it, and it's in the back of the net, and suddenly Ferencváros are 3 goals to the good, and Wagner has possibly put the tie beyond doubts. Morris, and now Wise. Millwall just stringing 1 or 2 passes together here. 2 minutes of added on time in this first half, and there's a bit of space here for Jody Morris to centre. Who's inside the penalty area? It won't fall for Eiffel, it might fall here for Dennis Wise! Millwall have pulled one back.
Interesting. It's still, you've got to get another 2 goals, haven't you? I mean, it's still a tough call, but what a fantastic. I mean, you just look at it now, you think, well, maybe if they hadn't got a deflected 3rd goal, you know, we'd have had a really interesting game. I still think it's a tough call, but like I said, I'll make that team talk a little bit easier. Fantastic, by the way, first touch.
Going into October, Millwall found themselves 14th in the Championship table, 4 points off the playoffs, but with 2 games in hand due to their European commitments. And after the disappointment in Budapest, it was back to league action. Forest were the visitors to the Den.
Paul Eiffel's involved this time. Dave Livermore's over it. Livermore it is who goes for goal, and Livermore hits the back of the net, and Millwall are in front. David Livermore with an exquisite free kick into the top left-hand corner, giving Paul Gerrard no chance whatsoever. He opens his account for the season. It's Millwall 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Well, Dave Livermore. And free kick is going to be taken from the right place eventually, if the referee has anything to do with it. Marvin Elliott comes in with a challenge. Alan Dunn has to just be... Oh, Alan, he never touched him there. Alan Dunn did not touch him. He's going to get sent off. And, you know, I really don't think that Alan Dunn touched Rodgers, or if he did, it was the minimal of touches. It certainly wasn't a... it wasn't a contact which Rodgers needed to go down. I think Rodgers has got Dunny sent off there, but Forest throw, which will be taken by Rodgers, being roundly booed again. Back to Reed. Reed comes inside, delivers the ball. Little flick header! It's hit the bar! Who's going to get the rebound? It's a brilliant save! And Millwall get it away! Eugene Bopp, it was who got the rebound, and Graham Stack makes a point-blank save to keep Millwall's lead intact. It was the header from Johnson that came back off the bar. It was a great header from Marlon King, I beg your pardon. Stack was stretching for it, and it seemed that it had to be a goal as Bopp turned it back towards goal, but somehow Graham Stack managed to smother it clear.
Well, they were certainly keeping you busy towards the end of that game, weren't they? It seemed a bit relentless at one point.
Yeah, I think when we went down to 10 men, obviously it was a lot, very difficult. Made it very hard for ourselves. But the boys dug in very well. Worked extremely hard. Joe up front, he was up there on his own, and he'd done as much as he can to keep up there. And obviously, I've had a lot of saves to make today, and that's what you work hard for during the week for days like this. And I'm just pleased that we kept a clean sheet because it's been a while, and it's something that I'm adamant on going into games. I want to keep clean sheets, and today we've managed that. And the back four have been superb as well. Obviously, they created a lot of chances, and the boys have dug me out before today. So it's maybe time I dug a few of the boys out.
At the Stadium of Light, Millwall had cause to rue missed chances and the form of Sunderland keeper Mark Poom. Certainly Kevin Muscat is not a big fan of the Black Cats. He was injured in that semi-final against Sunderland last season, and this time round it was his own goal which gave the home side all 3 points.
Millwall have to do some defending now as Gillingham have the ball inside the Millwall half, but good work from Tessum there. Takes the ball off of Johnson. He's got Hales down the middle. Dunn has played well at times. Plays it into Hales. Hales turns. Hales, great feed from Hales. Oh, lovely goal! Barry Hales with a low left-footed drive. I expected Banks to save it, but he didn't. Millwall 1, Gillingham 0. Barry Hales with a left-footed, low-footed drive.
Livermore just holds on to it, waits for Hales. Hales' control has been excellent. He spins away and leaves it to Morris. Now there's a chance to possibly get Alan Dunn in on the right-hand side. Alan Dunn puts it home, and Alan Dunn scores his first goal for Millwall. What a lovely move that was. A well-threaded ball from Barry Hales, and Alan Dunn kept his cool and slotted it into the far corner. It's Millwall 2, Gillingham 0.
Say a little two-man wall when I see Jody Morris is in it, and it is a little two-man wall. Next to him is Jody Simpson. Over the ball is Nicky Southall. Delivers it square. Shot comes in from Noland, and it's over the top and into the back of the net, and Andy Marshall didn't get anywhere near that. And Gillingham, after 47 minutes, are back in the game at 2-1.
Well, Barry, your first month or so at Millwall has not been the best, so I should imagine it was all the more pleasing to finally get your first goal on your home debut, a long-awaited home debut.
Yeah, very pleasing from my behalf, definitely. Yeah. I thought we played fairly well, not great, but I think the 3 points was the main thing, really.
We certainly had to battle for it in the second half. We went into a 2-goal lead. It wasn't the best game in the world, but we managed to get ourselves in front. And the last thing we really needed was for them to score after the break as quick as they did. So consequently, they put us on the back foot for the remainder of the half, which was a little bit disappointing because I honestly felt at half-time with a couple of goals up, we may have gone on and won the game quite convincingly. But that wasn't the case. They came at us and made life extremely difficult for us, but I think we have to be thankful that we've laid to rest a bit of a ghost for us.
Tell us about your goal, because I think it was a nice ball into you, but you still had plenty of work to do. I think there were two defenders around you, but it was a sweet strike with your left foot from about 20 yards.
Yeah, I think Alan Dunn, he slipped me in the net, and I just felt that a defender, and I think I turned two of them and then I just slid in the corner. Yeah, thankfully my swinger.
We've passed it, but Cardiff have two players over. Ball with number 26, Gary O'Neill, and Gary O'Neill puts it away with some aplomb. You have to say, Dave Livermore was outnumbered on the left-hand side. I'm not quite sure who gave him the ball, but Gary O'Neill, a confessed Millwall supporter, has put Cardiff ahead. The goal kick looks like he's going to go over that side, or are they going 4-3-3? Might take a little while just to see how Millwall look when they attack. But it looks as if it is 4-4-2 with Neil Harris playing the wider. Although Chopper's very much down the middle at the moment, and he's going to get on the end of it. Tessum squares, with his shirt pulled, but Tessum scores! Millwall back on level terms. Lovely forward pass by Matt Lawrence, I think it was. And there was Neil Harris cut into the middle. He delivered a lovely ball to Joe Tessum, who was losing his shirt, but he kept his feet and he stabbed in the equaliser.
One apiece then, and a very open game, very entertaining game, very competitive. Now Millwall have to defend this strongly as Ledley plays it in there, and Graham Stack cannot get anywhere near that. And surely the referee has not awarded a goal there, because Graham Stack was just being held down. And the referee has given a goal, but that was unbelievable.
It'd be ironic if Millwall got a penalty against Tony Warren today. That would be ironic of all ironics, I tell you.
Alan Dunn plays a good ball into the box, and there's a header from Harris, and Neil Harris does it, and Neil Harris has equalled Teddy Sheringham's league goal scoring record. It was a lovely cross into the box. Neil Harris doesn't score a lot of goals with his head, but there it was, a far post header into the corner. It's Millwall 2, Cardiff City 2.
At last, that could be such a major lift off the shoulders of Neil Harris, who finally equals Teddy Sheringham's goal-scoring record with a header, and I have to say, a bullet header as well.
Which we've been waiting a long time for your 92nd goal, because it does equal Teddy Sheringham's league goal-scoring record. How much of that has been in your mind, or how much of it has just been in your mind that you wanted to get a goal from open play, as you did today?
No, Teddy's record's not coming to it. I just wanted to score, just wanted to be in the team, just wanted to play, just wanted to score some goals regularly. And hopefully today I've got to the record, equalled it, and I've got, more importantly, my first goal of the season. Got the team a point, and hopefully it'll kickstart my season goals-wise.
Although they may not have their big stars out there, they are asking, as I say, questions. Ball comes in, header at the back post. Ball drops and it's poked away in the corner by Diao. Is that?
Here's Milan Baros on the ball. Little one played through. Graham Stack comes and smothers, but the rebound's not fallen kindly. There's Baros. Stack's out of his goal, and there's the second goal, and Milan Baros has probably ended the tie. Mark McKemmer's putting it in. He's come on as a substitute, but unfortunately Millwall have lost possession. There's a lovely ball for Milan Baros. Takes it one shot, one to his stride, and buries the second of his performance this evening, and the third for Liverpool. It was a quality finish.
After playing host to one of the Premiership big boys in the Carling Cup, it was back to the bread and butter of the league and a trip to Stoke. But despite dominating for much of the game, sub Chris Greenacre snatched the 3 points for City late on, sweeping home Akinbaye's cross just 2 minutes after coming off the bench. A great atmosphere at Loftus Road for Millwall's first league trip to their West London rivals in 11 years, and a chance to be reacquainted with former Lion Mark Bircham, who received plenty of friendly banter from the visiting supporters. There hadn't been much to write home about before the break, but good build-up around the area gave Barry Hales the opportunity to slide the ball under keeper Chris Day on 51 minutes. That was Barry's second goal of the season. Millwall found themselves down to 10 men shortly after when Adrian Siriu, trying to make one of his famous long throws, was obstructed by Lee Cook and shown red after finally throwing the ball at him. And for the second game running, the Lions fell victim to a late goal. George Santos laying the ball off of Paul Furlong, who fired in off the post with 3 minutes remaining.
I feel as if we've lost Dino, and so do the lads, and to lose 2 points in that fashion is, I don't know, I'm lost for words for once, but we did, as you quite rightly state, create a number of chances, but we've got to be far more clinical in front of goal. It's all very well saying we created them, they've got to be in the back of the net.
I mean, Barry Hales took his goal well. That was an excellent move, and that seemed to really, I guess the first half was a bitty. I mean, I can't remember much about it, but the second half had everything.
Well, I've got a neck ache from the first half, just looking up at the ball. It was never on the surface, and that was the way it was going to be in the first half. But once it settled down and we got a bit of passing going, we carved through them on several occasions, and it just goes back to being more clinical. Barry went through again on the right-hand side, should have rolled it to Joe Testament, I'm sure he'd have scored. Dave Livermore has had a fantastic chance to score a goal, but it's just not going in at the top end of the team at the moment. So we'll just have to keep working, back to the drawing board tomorrow, and we'll see where we go.
Good run here from Matt Lawrence. He's gone past three. Now can he play it into the gap for Josh Simpson to run into? He does so. Now Josh goes past one man. Has he got the pace? And he's been bundled over. And that's a penalty kick to Millwall as Josh Simpson is bundled over in the box by Mark Lynch. Millwall have the penalty. The referee being surrounded by Sunderland players. But that was excellent play from Matt Lawrence to start with, going past three players and committing them forward. He then played a diagonal ball inside the defender, and Josh Simpson just used his pace, just got there ahead of Lynch, and Lynch bundled him over in the box, and it's a penalty.
First of the season, and who's going to take it, Dino?
That's the question.
Nobody's got to pick the ball up, but I have to say, I think Liam Lawrence is going into the book for dissent. There's a ball on a penalty spot and there's nobody near it.
I think it's going to be Dennis. It's going to be Dennis Wise to take the penalty, I believe. And Dennis it is who steps up to it. I knew it wasn't going to be Kevin Muscat, that's for sure. So Dennis Wise with the opportunity of putting Millwall in front from the penalty spot. Says he should have taken that penalty kick against Tranmere. Millwall got away with that because the replay, of course, was won. But now Dennis Wise with the opportunity to put his side ahead. Taking a little bit of time. He's just looking for the referee to blow his whistle. Thomas Myra on his line. And Wise steps up and blasts it into the back of the net, and the Lions are in front on 32 minutes. It's Millwall 1, Sunderland 0. Dennis Wise from the penalty spot after Josh Simpson had been upended by Mark Lynch. Maybe some of the armchair supporters who are used to watching their Premiership football and thought, oh, we'll have a little look at the Championship today. I've seen a very different animal from that which they're used to watching. Now, Tessam's round the back. He holds the ball up nicely, wants somebody to pass it back to. Livermore's trying to get there, and Livermore scores! What a great goal from Millwall. Joe Tessam holding the ball up brilliantly, pulls it back, and there's Dave Livermore to slide it home from close range. It's Millwall 2, Sunderland 0, and Livermore on the stroke of half-time makes up perhaps for that close-range miss in midweek against Queen's Park Rangers.
I'm so pleased for Dave Livermore, Dino. What a great ball from Barry Hales, and then what great work from Joe Tessam, because he could quite easily have just thrashed that across the area. He looked up, here we see it from behind the goal on the screen. He looked up, saw Barry Hales, but decided to pick out Livers, who, as you say, Dino, had the same sort of opportunity on Tuesday night and blazed it over.
New formation, it seems to be working well. With you in your preferred role in central midfield, you're also getting the opportunity to get forward a bit more. You went close at Loftus Road with a similar opportunity. You didn't miss this one. What do you remember about the goal?
Well, it's nice, like you say, to redeem myself because I missed the sitter, obviously at QPR. So, like I say, it's nice to redeem that one tonight and get the 3 points, which we should have done, obviously, against QPR. Yeah, we thought we was unlucky up there, you know. It wasn't a very good game up there, but obviously to come away with no points when they haven't had a shot on target, or a shot on goal, in fact, it was gutting for us. So tonight it was nice to turn it around and get the 3 points.
Millwall travelled to Deepdale a week later, hoping to continue the form shown in that Sunderland game and keep a top 6 place in their sights. But the game didn't get off to the best possible start when Eddie Lewis put the home side ahead on the quarter hour. But for once, it was the Lions who were able to benefit from a late goal. Paul Eiffel's free kick came off the wall, but Matt Lawrence intercepted the clearance, and Barry Hale's looping header got the better of the Preston defence in the 86th minute.
And now Millwall possibly with a chance to create something here as that line of bodies on the edge of the penalty area, and Wise takes the free kick, stands it up quite high round to the back post. I think Matt Lawrence got underneath that one and is pushed over the bar there by Stephen Bywater, who was under pressure there from Joe Tessam, and through will come Graham Stack and claim that one. And now Eiffel has gone over to the left side and he's got acres of space to work with. He's got 3 Millwall players ahead of him. Now Eiffel goes past one, still Paul Eiffel. It's opening up a bit for him now. He tries one, oh, and that's off the outside of his right boot and hits the advertising hoarding halfway up the stand. Livermore as Eiffel wide on that left-hand side, and now Eiffel will have another run. Again, he's got 3 ahead of him. Barry Hales is there. Eiffel's going to try and go to the byline, is he? Pulls the ball back. It's not a bad one. There's a header from Dobie. It's looping into the far corner. It's in own. Oh, it's hit the bar. Still Dobie might have another chance. Low shot comes in, cleared away, and that header was whacked up against the crossbar by a defender. We'll see it again in a minute, I'm sure. Dennis Wise launches it back in there. Comes out to Livermore, who gets underneath it, and it's away and a goal kick. But that's the closest we've come to a goal so far, and it was the cross from Paul Eiffel on the left-hand side. Dobie's header was heading for the far corner until a defender managed to get it back against the bar. We were just looking for it on the big screen, a big R, as people don't get a chance to see it again, but I think Graham Stack is just going to launch it forward, which he does, towards Barry Hales and Danny Dichio. It's with Hales now, but Hales is just dispossessed. Dennis Wise just sets himself before giving it to Muscat. Millwall again getting up ahead of steam. That's a good ball in. If Dicchio can get the header in the far corner, and Danny Dicchio gives Millwall the lead. He came on as a substitute with Paul Eiffel. He got his head onto that one. The ball arrows into the bottom corner. It's Millwall 1, West Ham United 0. Muscat with a perfect cross, and Danny Dicchio, as he so often does, comes in at the far post and produces the perfect header. Just talk us through the goal that beat West Ham, because I've seen that one before. I'm sure it was identical to the one you scored against Burnley in the FA Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of. Muzzy was slapping me on the head after saying, I'll just find you all the time, you don't have to move. But it was a great ball again from Muzz. He had a great game today. And I just see it was clearing the first defender, and I thought I'm going to get my head on this and try and put it back where it came from, and luckily it went in the bottom far corner. And when they go in, it's just happy days really, because we've won the game. Good team performance in the second half. It was a bit scrappy first half, but we're delighted we've got the win.
After 4 games unbeaten, culminating in that victory against the Hammers, Millwall's bubble burst at Turf Moor in controversial fashion. James O'Connor's cross hitting the hand of Mark Phillips, and in spite of the protests, the referee pointed to the spot. Was that hand to ball or ball to hand? The referee was in no doubt. Robbie Blake was the man to step up and side foot home past keeper Graham Stack, and the Lions were beaten. Millwall were caught cold after just 12 seconds at Gresty Road the following Tuesday night. A long through ball to Dean Ashton. He cut inside, and what a cracker that was, giving Stack no chance whatsoever. The introduction of Neil Harris in the second half seemed to galvanise the Lions, and it was his ball inside to Paul Eiffel which led to the equaliser. Another excellent strike from Ives. The best goal, though, was yet to come, but not from a Millwall point of view. As the ball broke to Luke Varney, he controlled it, cut inside, and produced a sublime winner. I don't know whether Adrian had a chance to explain to those of you listening online as well what's happened, or what we hear has happened. There's been an incident in the tunnel at half-time involving Kevin Muscat, Millwall skipper, and Paddy Kenny, goalkeeper for Sheffield United, and both have been sent off by referee Ian Williamson. And as you've just heard, no goalkeeper on the bench for Sheffield United, which means that Phil Jagielka, for the second time apparently, is now the goalkeeper.
Sweeney with a free kick. Dinks it into the penalty area. Right back is Matt Lawrence. Is it Matt Lawrence? Mark Phillips. It's Mark Phillips. I thought I was going to celebrate Matt Lawrence's first ever goal for the first team, but instead it's Mark Phillips' first goal for the first team. And it was Peter Sweeney's educated free kick to the back post, and the Lions have their noses in front, and Mark Phillips has done it. Millwall 1, Sheffield United 0. And there's a free kick in an extremely dangerous situation for Millwall, because they're going to want to put at least 4 or 5 players in that wall, which doesn't leave too many players spare. And really you'd think that Sheffield United would use this by putting some players in wide positions. One has gone into a wide position.
Yeah, and he's shouting and hollering about it as well. That's Quinn. It's Liddell who takes it, and it's in. Graham Stack got his hands to it, but could only just push it up into the side of the net. It's Millwall 1, Sheffield United 1. Jagielka must be, well, he's obviously growing in confidence all the time. He must have thought he would come under a lot more pressure, but at the meantime it's Sheffield United who are coming forward once more. Here's Michael Tong, back out to Quinn on this near side. Quinn having a go at Jody Morris. Back it goes, and the cross from Harley is headed away by Dave Livermore, but straight to Geary, who tries one and buries it into the corner.
A super strike there from Derek Geary. The ball came out to him from that defensive header from Dave Livermore, and Geary just lashed it in to the far corner.
Glenn Hoddle had been unveiled as the new Wolves manager on the day of Millwall's trip to Molineux, although caretaker boss Stuart Gray was still in charge of the Black Country side that evening. Barry Hales' cross allowed Scott Dobie to open the visitors' account in the 9th minute, a first Millwall goal for the former West Brom striker in only his 6th appearance for his new club. There was controversy early in the second half when the ball struck defender Darren Ward in the area, and referee Trevor Kettle, ignoring vociferous protest from the Millwall players, awarded the home side a penalty for handball. Kevin Cooper from the spot, sliding his penalty under Andy Marshall and into the back of the net for the equaliser. But with Dobie already on the score sheet, it was time for Millwall's other ex-baggy to do the business. Barry Hales' cross into the area, Danny Dichio slotting home the winner in front of goal for Millwall's first victory at Molineux since the 1928-1929 season.
Yeah, they were fantastic. To be honest, it's quite funny because we haven't deserved to lose the last 3 games, you know, and we've been very disappointed that we haven't got anything out of them. And this was probably the toughest game out of the 4 games that we've played. And we put in a great performance tonight. The lads done fantastic, and we thoroughly deserved to win. It was never a penalty, simple as that. I think this is what's happened over the last 2 weeks, is that we've had crucial decisions go against us, you know, at the wrong time, and they seem to have scored goals from it. And it's very disappointing when other people seem to have put you in trouble, you know, when there's a situation. Wolves didn't even look like getting into the game, and the referee seems to think that it was a penalty and it was handball, and decided to give it.
Well, Scott, you got your first goal for Millwall on Tuesday night, and what a place to get it.
It was, yeah, going back up to Wolves there. You know, the old rivalry between Wolves and West Brom. It was good to get on the score sheet out last year.
It was ironic that it was you and Danny Dichio, that both ex-West Brom players, that both scored in front of the Wolves fans.
Yeah, we were expecting a bit of stick from the Wolves fans, and we had a few chances, you know, so it was good to get a goal and shut those people up.
I think Millwall need to just inject a little bit more zest into their play just at the moment. They're the home side, and I think that's quick free kick taken by Danny Dichio. This is exactly what we may be talking about. Ball inside here. Here's Scott Dobie with a chance, and there's the opening goal. And
Great
Scott
ball,
Dobie's first at the Den. Alan Dunn there with the through ball, and Scott Dobie controlled it in his stride and just delivers it past Michel Kuipers into the back of the net. It's Millwall 1, Brighton 0.
Across the halfway line is Peter Sweeney. Sweeney has got Dichio, Dobie and Eiffel. Plays it square at Wise. Excuse me, Wise forward to Eiffel. Eiffel could do with Elliott going outside him, but Eiffel's going to try and get to the byline. Cut inside, Harding. Eiffel! Left-footed belter into the back of the net. Millwall 2. Brighton and Hove Albion 0. A left-foot screamer from Paul Eiffel. Brighton knocking it around. They really could do with getting the ball back into the Millwall edge of the Millwall penalty area. Flick on from Claridge. Knight has got himself free. Penalty. Well, Mark Phillips has come behind Leon Knight, and Knight went down, and well, another penalty has been conceded by Millwall. Andy Marshall dancing on the line. Knight versus Marshall, little stutter, but Marshall says he needs to get the rebound, and he does. The stutter didn't really help Leon Knight, but it was pretty close to the post, you have to say. No.
Yeah, very happy. Obviously 2 on the trot. I wasn't there Tuesday at Wolves, but the boys obviously did well. Battled hard. It's not an easy place to go in front of 26,000, but a good result. And again today, you know, they came and worked hard, and it was a hard game, but 3 points again.
From your point of view, I'm sure you were itching to get on the pitch. and then you came on and you must be delighted with the goal. Wasn't a bad strike.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I mean, obviously I didn't expect to play because the boys did well in the week and he's kept the same team, which is fair enough. But I need to be playing, so obviously nice to come on and show the gaffer what I can do.
Leeds United, a massive club, and it must be very, very hard for their fans to understand quite where they are at the moment and why.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Leeds supporter, you got to be looking at it thinking what has gone on with my club. I mean, to go from where they were 3 years ago to now, it's you could never have dreamt it. I mean, I suppose it's a shame for the fans because they've got good support, but I'll definitely be wanting to put one over on them on Sunday, so I won't be too bothered about that when we get down there.
Most of the Millwall lads won't have played at Ellen Road. What's the atmosphere going to be like there?
It'll be very good. I mean, one thing about Leeds is that you always know that their supporters you can always count on the supporters. They've got a good support. They're very loud, and if they get off to a good start in the game, it can be not only playing against them but the crowd as well, because it's a hot place to go, and I think it will be on Sunday.
After back-to-back wins, the Lions travelled to Ellen Road in good heart, but some woeful defending allowed Leeds to create an opportunity, with David Healy squaring off to John Oster, who buried it through a crowd of players into the bottom corner. But Millwall were not to be denied. Adrian Siriu's long throw into the box in the latter stages saw Paul Eiffel bundled to the floor, a penalty awarded to the Lions. Well, it was certainly on the script that Jody Morris would be the man to step up and take it against his former club. And as he blasted the ball into the back of the net, his celebration told everyone just what it meant to score a goal against Leeds United.
Millwall went into the busy Christmas period handily placed in the Championship, just 2 points off the playoffs. And the Lions were looking to take advantage of games against promotion rivals Derby and firstly table-topping Ipswich.
Sweeney comes towards him, and Muscat and Sweeney between them managed to sort themselves out, but not with any great... Andy Marshall just clutches the ball right on the very edge of his penalty area.
I have to say, I think Peter Sweeney has certainly got to pick up a gear in the second half.
He's on the ball now, tries to knock the ball through to Dobie. Ball might break for Dobie, or Barry Hales. Hales with a curling effort, and Millwall are in front. Well, Peter Sweeney it was who dug the ball through to Scott Dobie. Dobie tried to sort his feet out. The ball eventually broke to Barry Hales, and he just clips it over the top of Kelvin Davis into the back of the net, right on the stroke of half-time. It's Millwall 1, Ipswich Town 0.
Muscat will pick up the loose ball. Muscat will dink one in. Will Dickie get a flick on? He knocks it down. Jody Morris comes in on it, controls it. Still Jody Morris, just has to knock it wide for Hales. Hales will lay it back for Livermore. Can Livermore deliver a decent buoy? Dig one's up. No offside flag. Dickie 2-0. Millwall 2, Ipswich Town 0. Dave Livermore with a perfect cross. Dicchio allowed to control and stab past Kelvin Davis. Millwall 2 up, Dino.
Let's stay with this free kick. I think that's a case of the referee not reading a malicious challenge for a completely mistimed one. There's a ball into the penalty area, punched away by Andy Marshall. Still the danger not cleared, but that one from Westlake, well, it's stayed in play in actual fact. There's people still backing up. Then there's a shot, and there's a little touch in. And Ipswich are back into the game. I think the final touch was from Shefki Kuchi. Now Marvin Elliott will get forward and try and find Dobie. That's a great ball from Elliott. Now Scott Dobie's in. Can he finish Scott Dobie? Yes! Scott Dobie makes it 3. A lovely ball forward from Marvin Elliott. Dobie took it in his stride and drilled it inside the near post. It's Millwall 3, Ipswich Town 1. Lovely.
It was Barry Hales' day at Derby as the Lions rounded the old year off in style with an emphatic 3-0 victory. Danny Dicchio's header across goal gave Hales the chance to open the scoring from just a couple of yards. Into the second half, and a neat build-up led to Barry's second of the afternoon. Dave, Livermore overlapping on the left-hand side, a pinpoint cross, and Hales gets across his defender to slip the ball just inside the far post. There was another left-wing move that led to Barry completing his hat-trick. Peter Sweeney this time, the man delivering the cross, and Hales with his second header for his third goal of the game.
It was a fabulous performance from the lads. They've worked extremely hard, and we've had a couple of very difficult games. The Ipswich game and this one away today at Derby have been going very well indeed. So this one was always going to be tough. But they set about it in the right fashion, and with the boys we had to bring in, with the casualties we had against Ipswich, I thought everyone did exceptionally well.
You put the icing very much on the Christmas cake, but it was an excellent team performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I thought we played well in that. When we made chances, and I think the back five was just brilliant in shutting them out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the boys were saying if we can pick a point up here, it wouldn't be bad in that. So so we went about our business in that. But I thought. Oh no, they had a few chances. Marshall he pulled off 2 or 3 very good saves and kept us in the game really, and then we were lucky enough to capitalise on our chances.
They do have fantastic resilience, these lads. They're good people to work with, and we always feel that they're going to give it their best shot. Now perhaps some days we won't play as well as we would like to, but it certainly won't be the fact that we've not put the effort in, and effort has been called for over the last couple of days, and they've certainly given us an abundance of that.
Well, Harry, good to see you at Millwall. Just tell us how it came about that you arrived here to help out Dennis and Ray.
Well, what happened is Dennis gave me a ring. He lives not far from where I am, and he asked me if I'd go and have a chat with him and see if I was interested in perhaps coming and help on a part-time basis and help him and Ray, because with him being involved in playing as much as possible, sometimes the strain of Ray and everything else and the players, they felt that perhaps towards now and the end of the season, another body around a couple of days a week and also on match days would be useful to them, that I could perhaps give them some experience as well. Not that Dennis and Ray are inexperienced. He just asked if that was the situation. So we sat down, had a talk about it, and I thought it was ideal for me at this precise time. I left for Leicester about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I was wondering what to do. There was 1 or 2 other things that were on the horizon, but knowing Dennis and liking him a lot, I thought, yeah, this is great. This would be excellent till the end of the season.
The Lions kicked off 2005 with a trip to Vicarage Road, but it was definitely a game to forget. Hyder Helgeson scoring the only goal 15 minutes from time. The visitors were already down to 10 men by that point. Danny Dichio, dismissed against Watford at the Den, was sent off again on 53 minutes for a second bookable offence. And Millwall knew it just wasn't going to be their afternoon when Alan Dunn and then Josh Simpson rattled the woodwork in stoppage time. Not such a happy new year for the Lions.
Millwall had the free kick, not quite halfway inside the Rotherham half, on this near side to Millwall left as they attack the empty North stand. About 100 or so Rotherham fans have made the trip down the motorway. Muscat into the penalty area. Dunn, does it drop for Alan Dunn? It does, and he scores! And Alan Dunn is having a rich way to form in front of goal for the first team. It's only his second, but I tell you what, when he shoots, he either hits the woodwork or makes the keeper save or finds the back of the net. Dino, Millwall 1, Rotherham 0.
Player right over on this near side in acres of space, Andy Monkhouse. Nobody's spotted him quite yet. Here come Rotherham though, through the middle, danger here. Butler tries one, and Butler has equalised out of absolutely nothing. Well, the ball played in, and Butler needed no second invitation.
Still Millwall having to defend. Jamal Campbell-Rice is called in Millwall defence. All sorts of problems, and the goal has come. And it's in.
Rob Scott, the scorer. The ball stuck in by Jamal Campbell-Rice. So Rob Scott with a header off the underside of the bar. And it's Millwall 1, Rotherham United 2.
Millwall's trip to Molineux in the league 6 weeks previously had seen them secure their first win at Wolves for 76 years. But the odds were stacked against them this time, with 15 senior players out through injury, illness, suspension or loan deals. Seoul was on target for the home side after just 8 minutes. And 3 minutes later, Millwall were 2 goals down. Mark Kennedy's cross headed home by Carl Court. Alan Dunn was stretchered off on the stroke of half-time to add to the Lions' misery. No FA Cup final dream for Wisey's men this time around.
Back in the league and with several senior players restored to the starting lineup, Millwall's victory at Nottingham Forest saw them back to 6th spot in the table. Barry Hales it was who opened the scoring with this excellent strike. Hales was involved in the second goal as well, holding off his man, cutting inside, and then looking up to spot Alan Dunn in space. And what about this for a finish from the youngster? Forest made life difficult for the Lions in the dying minutes after Chris Commons produced this looping header to give his side some hope, but Millwall hung on for all 3 points.
Yeah, it's all new to me now playing in this position. It's going well at the moment. You don't really get much of a chance at right back. I've played in this position quite a bit now and I've had a few chances and I've had a couple of goals, so I'm enjoying it. As long as we're winning and I'm scoring, I don't mind. It's going well. So as far as the goals can go, I just sort of tried it every day in training and I seem to miss them today it went in, so I was delighted.
Two very good chances for either side. And here come Wolves again with Olifanjana. And he buries it past Graham Stack and he was in the free. Good work from Miller. He squares it off to Olifanjana, and Olifanjana from just inside the penalty area struck a shot comfortably past Graham Stack. Millwall 0, Wolves 1. Sol holds him up and Sol nips the ball away from him, but Livermore was covering. Dennis Wise, the furthest Millwall player back, doesn't need to be caught in possession. Ball delivered in, and Lescott, and that's a penalty. Well done, the referee's finally seen an infringement. The ball was into the penalty area. Hales had very little chance of getting there, but Lescott blocks off his run.
Yeah. So Wise, the player boss, with the chance to pull his side back in the game with 14 minutes remaining.
No booking.
Michael Oakes has not been beaten yet, and he's had an excellent game, but there's the penalty straight down the middle. Oakes dives the wrong way, and the Lions are level, and you have to say, deservedly so. Dennis Wise equalises. It's Millwall 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1.
We've had nearly 2 minutes of the 3 stoppage has been played. Millwall have it back with Muscat.
Oh, that was a bad ball.
By Kennedy. Kennedy out to Sol, and we know he can hit him, and he's hit it past Stack. And Wolves have taken the lead and probably grabbed all 3 points.
That home defeat against Wolves meant Millwall had slipped out of the top 6, but it was still very tight at the top, and the Lions remained in the thick of the promotion-chasing pack.
Marshall. Ooh, not a great clearance by any manner of means. That by Andy Marshall. And fortunately, Millwall, oh dear, they're getting themselves into a right mess here. Paul Furlong comes away with it, tries a left foot shot just wide of the target. And Millwall really almost the architects of their own downfall there. First Andy Marshall's woeful clearance, and then Matt Lawrence getting caught. Rangers are back in possession. Jody Morris is trying to battle. There's a chance here for Rangers. Oh, and that was a gilt-edged chance as the ball came in. Furlong it was, who just got in ahead of the defender, but it was wide of the target.
Forward, he's on a run. Tries to knock it inside to Thorpe, goes for the return. Yes, no, I thought the referee was going to point to the penalty spot.
Mark Phillips got a lunge in. How much of the ball have we won? I wasn't quite sure. Holloway's out of his box. Ball forward. Doby behind the defence. It doesn't bounce for him. Still Doby. Then Doby's pulled back and no foul given.
On a very cold afternoon at Priestfield Stadium, this game was eminently forgettable. Very few chances at either end to warm the cockles in the freezing conditions. This effort right near the end might have cost Millwall dearly, but somehow Kevin Muscat managed to scramble it clear with the help of a post. Stoke have weathered that little storm there. Millwall with their first effort on goal, as gifted Noel Williams shows a bit of strength, and there's a break over on the left-hand side, and the cross comes in very, very deep. It's gone across to the right-hand side of the penalty area. Harper will return it. There's a header down. It's in the back of the net, and Stoke City are ahead. It was a cross in from the right-hand side. It was big Kenwyne Jones, the lad on loan from Southampton, no more than a couple of yards out, who nodded it down. The ball bounced up into the roof of the net, and in spite of Millwall's bright start, it's Stoke City who take the lead on 15 minutes. Millwall 0, Stoke City 1.
Although this game ended in controversy, with Dunn, Livermore and Cardiff's James Collins all shown red and Dennis Wise sent to the stands, Millwall did at least take the 3 points at Ninian Park. When Danny Dichio's header was handled by Collins, referee Mike Jones pointed to the spot, and the Lion striker made no mistake with his 20th minute penalty, his 7th goal of the season.
Can't do anything easy at the moment, Dino. It turned out to be a really tough game for us. They put us under a lot of pressure in the second half. I thought we just about shadowed the game, I've got to say. I thought we deserved to win today. They put us under a lot of pressure, but Matty Lawrence and Wardy, especially in the heart of the defence, I thought were absolutely outstanding again. There's 3 games on the spin where I think they've been absolutely superb, and Andy Marshall behind them as well. But once again, it's been marred again by some antics of players from both sides, it would have to be said. It's never easy for the officials nowadays, but I think we as professional people and we as players have got to try and help them out just a touch more.
Next up, a trip to the south coast, but the Lions weren't able to get the better of Mark McGee's Brighton. Gary Hart marked his 300th appearance for the Seagulls with an injury-time winner from the edge of the 6-yard box after an almighty mix-up in the Millwall defence. Mark Phillips was shown straight red shortly afterwards to round off a truly miserable afternoon for the visitors.
We know he can deliver a sweet cross. Sweeney, poor free kick straight into the wall.
Well done,
Really
Morris.
was a poor free kick from Peter. He got no pace or height on the ball at all. Josh Simpson attacks the edge of the area. Still Josh Simpson comes inside, could have gone down. Squares it off for Sweeney. This time he did get the power. Shot saved by Sullivan, corner conceded. And Josh Simpson created that by a lovely run from the left touchline inside. Could have gone down, he was caught. Stayed on his feet. This time Sweeney made good contact, Dino, and pretty much a steady save for Sullivan, but he had to make it.
Yeah, and good confident run there by Josh. That's what we like to see from him. Here's the corner. It'll be taken by Sweeney, who had that effort just 16 and a half minutes gone. It's been quite eventful. Here comes the corner. It looks very close to Sullivan. It's got a long way. Shot comes in. It's in the net. And it's gone in off Paul Robinson. It was Quigley who had a shot. It hits Paul Robinson on the shin. And it's in the back of the net. And Millwall take the lead on 17 minutes. Sean Derry. Back once more to Kelly. Kelly again, I think it's just going to knock a high ball in towards the edge of the area. And there's a flick on, and there's danger still for Millwall in the penalty area as Rumpholz hits it, and it's in the back of the net, left-footed. The Leeds fans celebrate away to our left-hand side, and you can almost feel that coming, couldn't you? Because Millwall are getting pushed further and further back.
Millwall had worked hard in the first half of this game at the JJB to frustrate table-topping Wigan, but when Gary Teale was sent sprawling by Tony Craig on 56 minutes, the Latics took the lead, as Nathan Ellington, scoring a record 40th goal for the club, coolly slotted the resulting penalty past Andy Marshall. Wigan sealed the victory 8 minutes from time with an impressive solo effort from Ellington's strike partner, Jason Roberts.
Jody Morris is going to take the corner meanwhile. It's quite a deep one. Up goes and there was handball, and that's a penalty. That's a penalty. It was a needless handball as well. Was it Osborne with his hand up there? I'm just trying to see where the hand came from. Penalty then to Millwall. Referee Mr. Penton is just making sure that everybody's outside that penalty arc and the penalty area. Richard Shaw being spoken to. Well, Jody Morris's penalty at Ellen Road was straight down the middle. Goalkeeper Neil Sullivan dived out the way on that occasion. And of course this is, I think the referee's going to actually show a yellow card to Stephen Hughes, is it, the skipper of Coventry City. And of course the nervy moments this for Jody Morris, because he's had to wait quite a while before taking this spot kick. So Jody Morris steps up from the spot, and it's in the back of the net. Keeper Bennett, no chance whatsoever. Top right-hand corner, and Millwall in front on 67.5 minutes. The turning point, certainly as Adrian has pointed out, has been the introduction of Ben May, and Mark Quigley quite rightly went off to good applause. He really worked and really tried, but May offers something different, and he's ruffled the central defenders up, and particularly Robert Page, who's looked all over the place since the introduction of May. But here come Coventry once more, and Tony Craig's got himself into a bad position, and well, once the referee has awarded a free kick to Millwall as the ball's in the back of the net, and Coventry City are celebrating, but he's given a free kick to Millwall. Yeah, well, Coventry are celebrating still, but the free kick has been awarded to Millwall. Or has he given a goal? He's given the goal. Yes, he has given a goal. I thought he'd given a free kick, and Jody Morris is livid. He says that the referee blew his whistle before the ball was in the back of the net, and well, with 86 minutes gone, a goal's been given, I think, and Millwall players are surrounding the referee. Was it Jorgensen who put it in the back of the net? Ball flicked on there by Dicchio to Hales. Back to Dicchio. Hales, is he onside? He is onside. Barry Hales struggles to get the ball under control. Now he needs a bit of support behind. Puts it into Dicchio. No offside flag. Chance here for Sweeney. And it's in the back of the net, and Millwall are in front. Well, it wasn't exactly as prescribed, the build-up there. Barry Hales just miscontrolled slightly, knocked the ball in for Danny Dicchio. Dicchio couldn't quite get on the end of it, but Peter Sweeney coming round on the other side, found the ball at his feet, some 4 or 5 yards from goal, and he puts it in the back of the net, and Millwall are in front.
Plymouth come away with the ball once again. Ball by Bazaki, crossfield pass looking to pick out Evans, but Darren Maud's been reasonably solid so far this afternoon, and Craig clears his lines up towards Dicchio. This time Dicchio gives a good flick. Good first touch from Hales. Hales into the penalty area. Hales! Hales at last found the net at home for Millwall. Hasn't scored at home since Boxing Day in that 3-1 victory. Millwall 2, Plymouth 0, and their 400th goal here at the new Dendino.
Sweeney on that left-hand side. Tricks his way past one, now needs to unload it to Dicchio. Dicchio opens it out to Craig on the far side. Now can Tony Craig deliver a decent cross that Dicchio can get on the end of? No, the first one is blocked, but he has got a second chance. He gives it back to Dave Livermore. Livermore now plays it in. Free header in from Dicchio! Is there a flag up? No, that is the third goal of the game. Danny Dicchio, all on his own. Lovely cross from Livermore. Firm header into the back of the net. And the ceiling is beginning to cave in on Plymouth Argyle, beaten 5-1 up at Sunderland on Tuesday, and they could be on the end of another thumping today. That victory over Plymouth just about kept Millwall's outside hopes of a playoff place alive, but they were soon to take a tumble at the Walkers Stadium. Richard Stearman giving the Foxes the lead on the 2nd of April. Millwall battled back into the game though, and the equaliser was no more than they deserved. As the corner was swung across, it wasn't cleared, and Danny Dichio was on hand to score from close range. A foul on David Connolly by Matt Lawrence handed Leicester the chance to regain the lead. Connolly it was who made no mistake from the spot. Insult was added to injury 8 minutes from time when Mark de Vries rose at the far post to make it 3-1. The Medeski Stadium has rarely been a happy hunting ground for the Lions, but it looked as though they might be on their way to 3 points when Danny Dichio latched onto this through ball and produced an excellent lob into the far corner, giving Hanneman no chance. Reading came back with a late surge, although there was a suspicion of offside about this equaliser, turned in by Dave Kitson. There was certainly no doubt about Reading's winner, though, as the ball was played down that left-hand side. Nicky Forster was making a beeline for the far post, and when the cross came in, he effectively put paid to Millwall's promotion hopes for another year.
So that defeat at the Medeski Stadium meant that with 5 games remaining and 9 points adrift, the Lions would need a miracle to have any hope of a top 6 finish this season.
Sweeney gets the ball from Hales and gets past the halfway line. Josh Simpson has made a decent run. Lovely ball in there for Josh, but he got the confidence to hit it with his right foot. He's been driven wide. Well done by the defender. May at the back post. Hales looking to cut inside. Hales unleashes one and into the back of the net with his left foot. Millwall 1, through Alexander Neal. Barry Hales with his 10th goal of the season with an absolutely delightful strike with his left foot, Dino.
It was a great strike, and great work there by Josh Simpson as well. Got there, realised he couldn't get a shot in, it all closed out for him, so he laid it back to Hales. Hales just cuts inside onto his left foot. Lovely curling effort.
Free kick then to Millwall. Matt Lawrence is going forward, so is Robinson. Matt Lawrence, free header, ball into the area. There's a save, and Marvin Elliott gets his first senior goal for the Lions. It was a lovely free kick, well taken by Jody Morris. The header across goal was from Matt Lawrence, and there was Marvin Elliott sliding in from no more than a yard or two. And Andy Marshall is halfway inside the Crew half, congratulating Jody Morris. It's always nice when one that you've worked on the training ground comes off, and clearly that was an example. Millwall celebrations, you'd have thought they won the FA Cup, Adrian.
Well, I think they were just so pleased for young Marvin. Dano, Marvin showed utter joy at scoring that goal, and as you say, he scored his first goal. He's nearly lost his shirt 3 times by players trying to catch him up, but it's a free kick that Millwall have used throughout the season, Dino. Darren Ward had quite a bit of success from it earlier on in the season, where he set up very good chances, or a couple of goals were scored from it. And Matt Lawrence had that lazy, non-interested run into the penalty area, which was totally missed by the Crew defence. And he got in a good, powerful crossfield header. Ben May nearly forced the ball over the line. The goalkeeper made a save, but there was no stopping those legs of Marvin Elliott. And here come the Lions again with Barry Hales, 25 yards from goal. Finds Jody Morris. Morris with a volley, 3-0. Millwall 3, Crew Alexander 0. 2 goals within 60 seconds, and Jody Morris this time. Deflects for Jones. Jones tries to pick out Vaughan, and as Paul Robinson caught Vaughan, he has. Vaughan tried a shot from an acutish angle, and the ball appeared to bobble up, and Paul Robinson, in his efforts to try and get a tackle in, has conceded the penalty, Dino.
Millwall 3-0 up at the moment. Can Lunt pull a goal back for the visitors? The referee blows his whistle. Lunt comes up to the spot, and Marshall dived the right way, but Lunt beats him. It's Millwall 3, Crew Alexandra 1.
Livermore wins the header, but again Crew, who have certainly had probably more possession than Millwall since at least the penalty which got them back into the game. White using his body to shield it away from Darren Moore. Ball over the top by Lunt. Jones comes in behind. Jones on a shot, 3-2. And an absolutely emphatic finish by Steve Jones.
Here's Kenny Lunt on the ball for the visitors. In towards the edge of the penalty area. Matt Lawrence, I think, was fouled there, but Andy Impey completes the clearance away, but not very far. Picked up by Tonkin. And Crew have got every player but their goalkeeper in the Millwall penalty area, and there's a header and it's in, and it's the equaliser, and it's Jones with the header. His second of the game, does a little cartwheel, ball in from the far side. Steve Jones with a header into the top corner, and Millwall have been pegged back. And listen to this scoreline from 3-0 up. It's Millwall 3, Crew 3.
Flick on from May, looking to set Hales free at the back post. Hales is all on his own. He's waiting for players to get up with him. Hales low ball into the area. Dennis Wise at the near post. Wise down, Millwall penalty. And you have to say that it looks a little bit tough from where we are up here, but Dennis Wise made the move towards the near post. It was the ball was there to be won, and the Crew player has caught Dennis Wise. Wise has gone down. Ben May puts the ball on the penalty spot, but I'll tell you what, I think the player manager will be taking it, and it is going to be Ben May. He probably is going to be the fourth penalty taker that Millwall have had this season. So Ben May versus Ben Williams. May steps up and scores! Millwall 4, Crew Alexandra 3. Ben May scores to put Millwall back in front. Crew will certainly feel aggrieved in this crazy old game here at the Den this afternoon, Dino. Possession given up again, Rio Coca. This time West Ham give it up to Kevin Muscat. Dave Livermore wide left. Hales tries to go through a gap. He gets there ahead of Walker. Hales, and he's put Millwall in front. 11 and a half minutes on the clock. A lovely through ball, and Barry Hales from the acutest of angles has gone round Walker and put the ball into the back of the net. I thought Danny Dichio's pass was a little bit too heavy, but Hales made a lovely run, and the pressure is on the West Ham now. Millwall in front, Barry Hales. Millwall fans away to their left are going absolutely mad. Here we see again Muscat on the ball. Measured pass forward. I thought it was a little bit heavy, but Hales got there, rounded Walker, and from the acutest of angles, Dino, Millwall had the lead. Yeah, Millwall have been second in the possession stakes. Lovely chest off from Sheringham. Etherington, Hayward, equaliser. And it was Matthew Etherington who received the chest off from Sheringham that allowed Hayward to score. And it has been Etherington, the player who looks the most dangerous. Got the ball on the edge of the penalty area, crossed it first time, and Hayward shot, basically bounced into the ground and over Marshall for the equaliser on 35 minutes.
A 1-1 draw, I guess. On balance, you felt that was A fair result, and B, not a bad return given the way the game panned out.
Yeah, it was a tough game when you're out there. Probably not one of the most classics. I thought we worked hard. We battled hard. I thought we looked very resilient. Obviously disappointed with the goal we conceded as a defence. But all in all, we've come here, we've done the job we've needed to do. We've upset West Ham, we've taken 2 points off them, and all in all, probably on a fair reflection, disappointing not maybe to win the game, but happy with the performance.
Livermore with the throw-in. We'll leave it for his skipper, Kevin Muscat. Hales looking to get round the back now. Livermore, again, Livermore just a little bit asleep at the opportunity that may have come his way. Morris looks to pick out Dickey at Sweeney at the back post. Sweeney with a jump, Millwall in front. Lovely cross, and Danny Dichio, I think it really was a dummy, for Peter Sweeney, who came round the back and struck it first time with his right foot. Very similar goal to what Peter Sweeney scored a few weeks ago. And Millwall are in front, and Preston behind in 8 minutes, Dino.
Yes, it was a great little dummy there from Danny Dichio. He might just have got the faintest of touches, sent it to Peter Sweeney, who drills it in with his wrong foot, his right. Beautiful finish from Sweeney, keeper no chance at all.
And,
Here they come now, Preston, with Nugent up front, and he's got a great goal. You have to say, great quality from Nugent. He received the pass, controlled it, swerved the defender one way and rocketed in from about 20 yards.
Back to Darren Ward. Forward from Muscat. Eiffel gets a flick on. Dicchio looking to get round the back there. Luchetti it is who defends that situation. Eiffel suddenly has come alive a little bit now. He's taking it wide onto that far side. Plays a low one in, looking for Barry Hales. Can Hales get the ball down and get a shot in? Gets it 1-1-2. Hales with a chance here, and Hales puts Millwall in front. What a well-worked goal that was. And Barry Hales atones for the miss in the first half. It was Paul Eiffel involved in the situation. A lovely little 1-2 between Danny Dicchio and Barry Hales. And Hales this time beats Carlo Nash. We'll see it again on the screen there, Adrian. Lovely 1-2 in a tight situation. And Barry Hales with his 12th goal of the season.
Yeah, you have to say it was lovely work between Dicchio and Barry Hales. Started by Paul Eiffel. Carlo Nash nearly got a hand to it, diving the wrong way. Stuck his right hand out and nearly stopped it from going into the back of the net. But Barry now has got himself a little bit of breathing space between himself and Danny Dicchio in the goal scoring charts with 2 games to go.
I've been saying all along about having your established players playing, you know, and I've got them all back, and it's probably too late to have them all back, unfortunately. We've tried quite a few youngsters this year, and some of them have done okay, and some of them not so well. But you need sometimes, you can have a couple of youngsters in there, but obviously you need the strength of it, that you need the experienced ones and the ones that know what the game's about, really.
One thing that I guess was pleasing for everybody, you know, connected with the squad was West Ham last week, 1-1 draw, knocked them back a little bit. Preston this week, you beat them. Sheffield United next week, proving that you're, you know, up there with the best, but the frustration that it's just too little too late.
I know, but when Preston, I mean, the form Preston have been in, I mean, they're top side in the division now. When we play games at us, we show that we can beat them and do it well quite comfortably at times. It's a bit annoying that we couldn't have done it earlier, but we're just going to keep going to the end of the season. 2 more games, hopefully muck up Preston. Preston will be a bit scared now.
And it was a pleasing result today, you know. I said to the lads, we had a chat with them, we said, look, when we knew we couldn't get in the playoffs, we said, look, let's have a go, at least. Let's show the punters that we haven't jacked it, and they have, you know, and I'm pleased for them. And I said, on television today, you know, it's a chance, it's an opportunity for every single one of you to show everyone how good you are. And when we have got a full squad and all the players fit and raring to go, we can beat anyone.
Millwall's last away trip of the season was to Bramall Lane to take on a Sheffield United side needing a win to have any hope of a playoff place, something now a mathematical impossibility for the visitors. And a measured Millwall build-up resulted in Jody Morris bringing the Blades' dream to an end after just 5 minutes, his goal enough to secure the victory for the Lions.
Surely you're claiming a talismanic quality since you've come back. There's been a draw at West Ham, a win against Preston, and now another victory against Sheffield United.
Yeah, it's nice. Obviously, it's a little bit too late now, but it bodes well for next season. Like I said, we can go into next season unbeaten, hopefully, if we get something against Burnley at home.
Next weekend, obviously, is going to have a certain emotional charge about it because it's Theo's last game as the chairman. You've been around, I think, virtually all the time that Theo's been in charge of the club. It's been a momentous period, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, every season pretty much, bar this one, we've had something to play for, you know. We've always been around the playoffs. I've had the LDV final, I've had the FA Cup final, and I've never ever dreamed of any of that when I got here, really. So, you know, it's thanks to him and everybody at the club.
Yeah, and I'm sure that it will be a little bit emotional. I know he's going to be a director connected with the club, but it's been a phenomenal 8 years, hasn't it? And I don't think when you joined Millwall as a boy, you could have ever have dreamed of what's happened.
No, like I said, it's been so strange. I joined and we were sort of struggling at the bottom of the old Division 2. So we've come a long way, really. And I think he's left the club in a good position for Jeff to take over. So yeah, good luck to Jeff.
Throwing into the penalty area. Darren Ward heads away. Ball headed away again on the edge of the area by Morris to Mo Kamara. Kamara tries to just dink it forward. Not a great deal of pattern to this afternoon's game, which is understandable to a degree. Mo Kamal puts in a lovely cross this time. And what's the referee given here? A free kick against Graham Branch? I think he has. Or
he's given a penalty. A penalty for a push.
Muscat was on the floor, just getting up off the floor. And Burnley have a penalty for a foul by Kevin Muscat on Graham Branch, by the looks of it. Graham Stack standing in the middle of his goal, stretching his hands out to just underneath the crossbar. Can Graham Stack sign off with a penalty save for the Lions? Micah Hyde versus Graham Stack. Straight down the middle of the goal and Graham Stack saves. It wasn't just straight down to the middle, it was slightly to Stack's left. And he gets a good hand on it and a good save. And Bob Peters tracking back, gets another great cheer and it delivers a lovely right-footed pass off to Kevin Muscat. Ifill makes a run forward, ball into Sweeney. Sweeney in the centre of the field. Sweeney tries one from distance, just wide. Did it just brush the post? I'm not sure. But started by Bob Peters, he won the ball deep inside the Burnley half and came away with it, delivered a very good cross pass to Muscat, who fed Sweeney, and Peters and Ifill were the distractions to the Burnley defence.
Hopes and expectations have been so high at the start of the season, so a 10th place finish was a disappointment. The Burnley game was the last at the helm for Millwall chairman Theo Paphitis, and after the match there was a press conference at which there was a startling announcement.
I think you should start.
Okay.
It's like Morgan Wise, isn't it? Got the wise bit.
Chaps, I've just had a long chat with the players, and obviously my future at the football club is that I've stepped back down as manager today, after today's game. I feel that I've let the new chairman get on with what he needs to get on with. He's made it quite clear to me that he would like a fresh start. So I think it's only fair that I give him a fresh start. And I came in with Theo. I'm going to go out with Theo.
It was a little bit of a bombshell announcement within minutes of the final game of the season that Dennis is stepping down as manager. Let's firstly talk about that. I mean, I think it's perhaps an open secret that he and Jeff didn't hit it off from the start, but it has come as a bit of a surprise that the decision has been reached straight away.
Well, it wasn't exactly reached straight away. It was something that Dennis met with me last week and told me his views. It was very important to him that the chaps, the players and the fans and everybody else got the best out the club, and he felt that by staying on, he had a year's left in his contract, he felt by staying on it wasn't necessarily in the best interest of the football club. Dennis Wise years were incredible years, a lot of firsts in Dennis Wise years, and I think in times to come we're going to look back on these years that Dennis has delivered to us and the team with great fondness. And there will be halcyon days. I'm sure they'll be part of history that none of us will want to forget and will keep repeating in the pub and everywhere else for many, many years to come.
Not too many chairmen of a club of Millwall's size can look back over an 8-year period with so many memorable moments. What in particular will stand out for you, though?
There's a couple of memories. I mean, being on a balcony at Wembley and watching overlooking Wembley Way as it was then, with the sea of blue as it was coming over the bridge, was actually mind-blowing, totally mind-blowing. If you ever need any incentive to push on, that was it. And the second one obviously was the semi-finals at Old Trafford, when that final whistle went against Sunderland. It was far more than anything we experienced at the Millennium Stadium, because United won the previous day. We knew we then played Manchester United in the FA Cup final, and we knew then that we were in Europe as well. And we also know that interviewers don't turn their mobile phones off when they're doing interviews. But nothing changes. I'm going to miss that, Dino. I'm really going to miss you.
Cut inside Harding. Ifill! Left-footed welter into the back of the net. Millwall 2. Brighton home
O'Neill.
Plays a good ball into the box.
And there's a header from Harris, and Neil Harris does it. And Neil Harris has equalled Teddy Sheringham's league goal scoring record.
Muscat into the penalty area. Dunn does it job for Alan Dunn. It does, and he scores. And Alan Dunn, who's having a rich vein of form in front of goal for the first team.
Sweeney with a free kick. Dinks it into the penalty area. Round and back is Matt Lawrence. Is it Matt Lawrence?
Mark Phillips.
It's Mark Phillips.
Millwall again getting up ahead of steam. That's a good ball in. If Dickio can get a header in the far corner, and Danny Dickio gives Millwall the lead.
Livermore it is who goes for goal, and Livermore hits the back of the net. And Millwall are in front. David Livermore with an exquisite free kick into the top left-hand corner.
Wise over the top for Dickio.
Can Dickio get it in there? Dickio has scored!
At the back post, Hales looking to cut inside. Hales unleashes one into the back of the net with his left foot. Millwall won through Alexander Neal. Barry Hales with his 10th goal of the season. Plays it into Hales. Hales turns. Hales, great feat from Hales. Oh, lovely goal!
Barry Hales with a low left-footed drive. I expected Bates to save it, but he didn't.
He holds the ball up nicely. Wants somebody to pass it back to.
Livermore's trying to get there, and Livermore scores. What a great goal from Millwall.
Well, Theo, the trophy cabinet behind you hasn't had anything else put in it recently. That second division trophy that we were so proud of 2 or 3 years ago, it's looking a bit sorry. Any chance of perhaps getting a UEFA Cup in there shortly?
Well, it would be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, the FA Cup didn't quite make it all the way here, just fell over at the last hurdle and ended up being at Old Trafford, so that was a bit of a disappointment. But no, you're right, the UEFA Cup will look great on that pedestal that the second division championship cup is on. We could move that a little bit to the left, and I think we still have space.
Realistically, I guess at this stage we'd all be pretty happy if we managed to get past the first round, because we'll have got the probably the toughest team, I guess, that have come through to meet the 32 that were already waiting in the first round stage.
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing that. I mean, there was quite a few other teams around, Chetnian, Ukraine. It was a Swedish team. But hey, listen, that's life, that's what happens, and it's up to us now to get our act together. But as always, Lady Luck sometimes smiles on you and then it kicks you in the backside very shortly afterwards. And, we've lost a couple of players, as you know. We've lost Danny and Barry Hales. And also, I think Adrian looks suspect. So it is going to be difficult this round, but let's hope we get them back for the end of the month game.
I mean, certainly, one thing, whatever happens, to have a side with the European pedigree of Ferencváros, the Hungarian League and Cup winners here at the Den. I mean, it's going to be another great night, and we've really just got to make the most of it. Everybody here has got to be determined to enjoy it, but also to really get behind the team.
I think you've got to take on board, this is European football at the Den. I was speaking to David Sheepshanks of Ipswich over the weekend. Not a game I want to remember for too long, but afterwards he pulled me to one side when I was saying my goodbyes and said, hey, listen, we've had a couple of goes and it's been absolutely superb. Make the best of it, whatever the results, just take it in, because it doesn't happen very many times in a lifetime to a club like ours. And in fact, in our history, it's never happened. So make the best of it, have a party, enjoy it, and what will be will be.
In domestic football these days, you don't play too many two-legged affairs, so that's a new experience, isn't it? Starting off with the home tie and trying to get something in the bank ready for the trip to Budapest.
Yeah, it's amazing, because I think the most important thing is not conceding a goal. That's one of the important things in the tie. If you go away from home, say 1-1, you played at home and drew 1-1. It's not a good result. It's a poor result, to be honest. So it's easy. It's probably better to draw 0-0 or something like that than it is to get a goal against. A goal against is not very good. basically. So we need to be strong at the back and keep a clean sheet, because I know exactly what they're going to do. The opposition, they will come there, they will sit as far back as possible, and we'll get everyone behind the ball, and they'll just let us have it. And it's going to be a night where we're going to have to be patient, and the crowd's going to have to be patient, because that's the way they're going to play, and that's the way that foreign teams set out. They want to catch you on the counter. They don't particularly care how many shots on goal they have. Even if it's one and they score one, they'll be happy with that. And so it's going to be difficult. They're a very good side. We had a look at them. I've gone over there to have a look at them, and they're the top side in Hungary. And it was very unfortunate not to qualify in the Champions League. They got knocked out by the goal in the last minute.
And Elliott moves back into his more familiar midfield role. He'll play just in front of the back four. Adrian Siriu drops to the bench. He's not fully 100% fit. The diamond midfield it'll be again with Dennis Wise on the right, David Livermore on the left, and it's Jody Morris who will play on the apex of that diamond, just behind a front two, who this evening are Stephen Moore and Neil Harris, both of whom came on as substitutes on Sunday. Let's quickly go through the Ferencváros side. Goalkeeper is Leo Such. They'll play three at the back, we believe. Gabor Jepes, Dragan Vučmir and Sorin Botiš, the three central defenders. Then four in midfield, Zoltin Bolog, Danesh Roša, Adam Kapic and Daniel Terzier. Then the skipper, probably their best known player, Peter Lipche, will play behind the front two of Robert Wagner and Alexander Bajewski. Kevin Muscat's interested in taking this one quickly. I think Dennis Wise is going to just tell him to hold his horses, and he it will be who will trot over and take the corner on the other side.
I don't know if that was part of the plan, Dino, but really you could do with Neil Harris being in the box, couldn't you? 90-odd goals for Millwall.
Here comes the corner. It's an outswing, and there's a header. It's a great save. The header, I think, was from Stephen Moore, was it?
I think it was.
Or Marvin Elliott, I beg your pardon. Might have been Marvin Elliott with the header. No, it was Stephen, wasn't it?
I thought it was Stephen Moore who had the header. First real opportunity.
Here comes the next corner. No, it was certainly Marvin Elliott who had the I can't remember the numbers. It was Marvin's header, and it was a great save by the goalkeeper Such. So here comes the third successive corner. A little bit of a lower trajectory on that one. Dave Livermore gets an important header. Ball's played out there by Kevin Muscat towards Dennis Wise, just goes out of play. Josh Simpson now tries to get down the line and wins the throw.
It's a food of thought, Dino, that Josh Simpson should be playing on the left side of midfield rather than left back. I mean, obviously Millwall are short in numbers at the moment in that area, but he's doing a job at the moment. He's squared the ball off to Marvin Elliott, who piles on just over the crossbar. In fact, it was touched over by Such in the Hungarian goal. And Marvin Elliott, well, what has Marvin been taken? But two best chances of the night, both fallen to Marvin Elliott, and signing a new contract has done him a power of good, Dino.
Yeah, 25-yarder tipped over there by Such.
Well, I just get the impression that Ferencváros are a little bit rattled, Dino.
Yes, I think that's a good sign that they are, as you say, losing a bit of discipline. Ball into the box, headed away and clear. Only as far as Jody Morris. Didn't quite get hold of it. Oh, and it fell to Stephen Moore. Was there an offside flag? I don't think there was. Was there? Stephen tries to redirect the ball across the face of the goal, and well, that's what he did. He went across the face of the goal, but unfortunately from a Millwall point of view, wide of the target. But that's three good chances Millwall have had.
And is it going to be 10th time lucky, I ask myself. Hung up there. Matt Lawrence, and the ball's loose, but no. I'm sorry, but as soon as the goalkeeper dropped the ball, I knew there was going to be a whistle, and it duly came. And I don't think the goalkeeper had the ball under any control whatsoever. There was a challenge from Matt Lawrence, who you've got to say is entitled to challenge for the ball. Will the referee get the ball back? He's walked him back another 2 or 3 paces. That's about 8-9 yards, I suppose, probably 10. Muscat's got Barry Coogan in space to the left of the wall. Wise tries one. Yes! Dennis Wise has put Millwall ahead. Millwall 1,
Absolutely brilliant. What a great free kick. Might have taken a little bit of a deflection. Doesn't really matter. It's in the back of the net. Goalkeeper Leos Souche, no chance whatsoever. And as you said, Adrian, that is no more than Millwall deserve, because they have dominated this game so far. And now they've got a whole different approach to the game. Mustn't concede. If they could get another one, that would be absolutely brilliant, but mustn't go hell for leather for it. Dennis squares the ball off to Kevin Muscat. Muscat now sees Barry Cogan and Stephen Moore on the edge of the area. Ball to Cogan. Can Cogan just nick it through? He can't. Given away though to Dennis Wise. Back to Kevin Muscat. Forward to Cogan. Cogan will have a little look. Put a ball in towards Neil Harris, who just gets underneath it, and the header goes over the crossbar. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you who has had a very sound, a very solid and a very influential game, which emphasises how much we've missed him, and that's Kevin Muscat.
Yeah, his experience is so vital. Dennis's experience and Muzzy's as well.
Terzier is another. They've also got Rocha, but I don't think Rocha's going to get involved in this particularly, apart from maybe stopping the ball. It looks like Lipche to me. And Lipche tries one, and Graham Stack can't get there, and it's in the corner, and that was the away goal that Ferencváros wanted. And Millwall was so desperate not to concede. What a great free kick it was by Peter Lipche, and Graham Stack just couldn't get there. He dived across his goalie, got his hand to the ball, but he couldn't keep it out the back of the net. And well, Millwall have been caught, Adrian, and it's really the only shot on goal that Ferencváros have mustered in the course of the whole evening.
They've got not too much desire to go forward. They will lump it forward on this occasion. Into the penalty area, the ball hits the back of the number 99. But Lawrence will clear the ball, but Millwall, there will go the half-time whistle.
Full-time whistle.
Full-time whistle even. And, well, Millwall put up a very, very good, brave performance here this evening in their first ever UEFA Cup tie.
Right, the European adventure's finally underway. What's your assessment of it?
I thoroughly enjoyed it, Paul, I've got to say. I thought the lads acquitted themselves wonderfully well. We worked a lot on pressing them in their own half and making it very difficult for them to play, because they do have players of great technical ability, but we didn't give them a second to settle on the ball. I just wished, if I can be critical, that we'd have played a little bit more football and been a bit more cold in possession. I think if we'd have been cold in possession and thought a bit more about what we were doing, we might well have cut them open slightly earlier. But no, overall, very pleased.
Right, well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is you played in your first European Cup tie in the UEFA Cup against Ferencváros. The bad news is you've only got one shoe on now. Just firstly, tell us what happened there.
I just got a knock on it, so it's a bit swollen. I can't get my shoe on, which is okay.
So plenty of ice tonight and probably an uncomfortable night's sleep. But what did you think of the game itself and your first experience? Not just you, but the vast majority of the Millwall lads playing at this level.
Well, I've played in Europe before for Villa, so I've had a bit of experience, but it was nice to play and it was a good atmosphere. It was like a new experience for a lot of lads, so yeah, it was good.
A 1-1 draw at the end of it. I'm sure that in the dressing room everybody was bitterly disappointed. They must have felt they did more than enough to have won the game on the night.
Yeah, I thought we did well today, but we can go over to Hungary and get a result. We know we can go and beat them over there, so that's what we'll be trying to do.
Tell us about the game plan, because Millwall played a very continental style. It was all about keeping the ball and waiting for opportunities to come along.
Yeah, they sat back, so if we just hit it up, they was going to win it back. So we passed the ball well, I thought we played well, so yeah.
The expectancy was that we'd have to be patient, and we certainly were in terms of building from the back, but there were times there when we were cutting them open.
Yeah, I thought the lads did very well indeed. It's never easy. It's an education. It's an experience for the lads to come and play against these types of teams, and tonight was no exception. You know, they love to retain possession. Well, we want to get it back off them as quick as we possibly can. Now, the roles in Hungary might be totally different, so it's an education for the guys, and it's something they have to learn. And the more they learn, the more they're able to cope with their footballing careers as they get older.
Well, Stacky, it's going to be a big night on Thursday. You're probably one of the relatively few members of the squad who actually know what the atmosphere is going to be like in the stadium out there in Budapest, and I should imagine they'll make it fairly hostile for us.
Yeah, well, I've been fortunate enough to be involved in European ties before. Being at Arsenal, and obviously had a season away in Europe as well, playing in Belgium, so I know exactly what it's going to be like. It's going to be very hostile. Obviously, we know a bit about them. as a club, we know a bit about their background, supporters. Obviously, at 1-1, there's a lot at stake, and I'm sure that the atmosphere over there is going to be extremely warm, should I say. And you know, at the end of the day, we're going to go there and we hope for the best result possible, and we're fully prepared to you know, under the circumstances, it's going to be very hostile.
I mean, obviously, you've got to go out there believing that you can do it. I mean, obviously, Millwall start as the underdogs. Everybody knows that. But, you know, these sort of results have happened in the past, and there's no reason why it shouldn't happen on Thursday.
No, of course not. I mean, we've got a great set of lads here, and obviously, they're a good team. And we obviously they've got probably a bigger history than what we have, because they've been in Europe on a number of occasions and had to qualify on a number of occasions. So they've been there and sort of done it before, whereas it's our first time. So as far as experience with going in European competitions, they'll probably have a lot, you know, as well as the likes of Wisey's got here and Jody as well. So listen, we'd love to go through, and you know, on a night we're going to give it everything, and you know, let's hope come full time that we're in that next phase.
Let's take a look at the Ferencváros lineup. They make 2 changes to the side that drew a fortnight ago. Adam Kapic is out suspended, while Alexander Bijeski drops to the bench. Janos Zorvath and Marek Penska come in for the home side. As for Millwall, they are without Danny Dichio, as we know, so Paul Eiffel starts in the only change for the Lions from that first leg. There's European experience, of course, in the form of Dennis Wise and Jody Morris, and really Ray Wilkins from the bench will look to Wise and Morris to try and settle the ship early on. It's a vociferous crowd. The stadium holds some 18,000. There's not too many empty seats, and it will be up to the likes of Wise and Morris, hopefully just to calm things down in the opening 10-15 minutes. No goals. We've had 5 minutes.
They'll be happy with this start, won't they?
I think so. I think that from a Millwall point of view, they've had the better of the opening 5 minutes. And as you pointed out just before kick-off, Ferencváros seem uncertain as to how to go about the game, but they're piling forward here now, and options left, and Brighton there's a chance here, and Graham Stout with an excellent save.
There'll be a book in here as well, I can promise you that, for Darren Ward. Just caught him late. I mean, it was whether Ward hasn't made his way back in time, I don't know, but it's almost too easy. Yeah, you can see Ward still trying to make his way back, and they certainly taken advantage, and he should really have scored from there.
Dennis Rosa with the shot, but Graham Stack equal to it.
Good save.
Ferencváros have a corner, fantastic save from Stacky as the ball comes into the near post, but unfortunately for Ferencváros, they're unable to convert the corner kick. Free kick to Millwall. Launched inside that penalty area. The keeper's come a long way and he's missed it. There's a chance for Millwall here, and somehow the ball didn't go into the back of the net, although the whistle had gone anyway. I thought with the opportunity.
Had it gone? I wasn't sure whether it had gone or not, but that's the problem. When you're away from home and the crowd's not with you, I don't see too much wrong with that, did you? The whistle had gone. I mean, it's a fantastic chance. Nobody's got their eye on the keeper. They're all going for the ball.
Keeper comes. It was awkward for Eiffel, wasn't it? Plenty of white shirts forward in this attack, but Millwall have got players behind the ball. Aims go aloft, but Ferencváros managed to stay on side. It's a good-looking ball inside as well. For Ferencváros, they've scored after 25 minutes, and it's Dennis Rocha that has put the home side ahead.
He's the one player I've got to say who looked more than capable, shall we say, held his own in the first leg. It's a super run. I'd like to see whether or not, you know, how he stayed on side there, but no one's gone with him. And to be fair, he's got the angle on the ball. He's just got to get a touch on it, hasn't he?
The ball in, no one going with Rocha. Simple header, really. It's good delivery. There's a chance here, and it's 2. Well,
He's given it. Given the goal.
Well, his glances across to the assistant referees, who signal to the referee, who then signal to the centre spot, and it's 2-0 now, Ferencváros.
I'm interested to see if this has gone in, but you know, you've got to say no. I think it will be extremely difficult now for me. I did tell Dennis he should have signed me for this game.
Ferencváros 2, Millwall 0 on the night.
It's a great ball in, isn't it?
Excellent header. It doesn't land behind the line, it does. Plenty of white shirts as options as again they go down the right, and Vukmir here with the ball in field towards Penska. Wagner takes it on. There's Rosa on the overlap. Wagner goes for goal and it takes it. It's in the back of the net, and suddenly Ferencváros are 3 goals to the good, and Wagner has possibly put the tie beyond doubt.
The one thing I did get right was I said it would be a totally different. I felt they'd be a totally different side tonight, and you know, as soon as they got themselves settled down with the first goal, it's one of them now. You know, you've got two. You're playing 4-4-2 now. Millwall want to try and press and squeeze the game as high up as they can, but you're going to leave yourself so vulnerable at the back now. And you know, when they do start to play, they've got lots of confidence now. Ferencváros, they're going to play their way out of trouble. It's not going to be like the start of the game where they were giving the ball short. They look like they've warmed up a little bit, and you know, they've got a little bit of quality. And all right, they've got lucky there, but it's another super break.
Takes it on his chest, well gets away from Butish. Here is Elliott popping up left centre, and eventually Matty Lawrence. Morris, and now Wise. Millwall just stringing 1 or 2 passes together here. 2 minutes of added on time in this first half, and there's a bit of space here for Jody Morris to centre. Who's inside the penalty area? It won't fall for Eiffel, it might fall here for Dennis Wise! Millwall have pulled one back.
Interesting. It's still, we've got to get another 2 goals, haven't we? I mean, it's still a tough call, but what a fantastic. I mean, you just look at it now, you think, oh, maybe if they hadn't got that deflected 3rd goal, you know, we'd have had a really interesting game. I still think it's a tough call, but like I said, I'll make that team talk a little bit easier. Fantastic, by the way, first touch.
Dennis Wise will take. Quicker this time, looking for McGammon. It's flicked on. Eiffel is there. McGammon is there. And still the ball isn't clear from Ferencváros. It might fall here as it's spun and turn. And oh, it hits the side netting from Harris.
He's getting a bit carried away, actually. I mean, that's just one of those where you just need the ball just to drop to your right, that's all. And I don't think at any stage it ever came down for anyone to have a comfortable chance.
It eventually came to Harris, who swivelled just the wrong side of the post.
Yeah, that was the one, wasn't it? Just fails to drop to McCammon. Could have gone anywhere off Matty Lawrence, actually touches a hand there as well. And just spins away from Neil Harris. Hardly a challenge, was there, on him? Almost a free header.
Another chance to centre here for Kogan. Neat skills to get away from 1 and then 2 and still going. A touch from Morris, and Muscat wants it. What's the delivery like? Outswinger. Again, the keeper punches, and the shot is fired in. Oh!
It's hit the post, isn't it? It's hit the bottom of the post.
Sweeney's strike, a sweet one. And I think it has cannoned off the bottom of the post.
I wonder he shakes his head, and it's a great ball in. The keeper gets it right, and he gets it. It has. It's gone right off the post. Irish or Donald there. Bad luck that is. I mean, we really would have had a great 15 minutes, wouldn't we, if that had gone in.